Hey, what's up guys? We're back again to build an empire of mortars and goblin huts. This extremely defensive deck is going to get every opponent frustrated. If they've got bridge spam, they're going to get ripped to shreds by the barbarians and the knight. But I really love the deck because no opponent ever knows what to expect. Usually when they see a mortar deck, they're thinking that they have to stop it at all costs. Because if they let any damage happen, they're scared of getting miner or rocket cycled. So when they overcommit on your mortar or any card in the deck, spear goblins can start to stack up. You can go for knights and graveyards at the river, or the flying machine can sneak and slip on through to put your opponent in a position that they can't come back from. It's not common to see a deck almost completely comprised of common cards be this successful. It's incredibly easy to upgrade, and it's used at top ladder. So let's go jump straight some games, test it out for ourselves, and assert dominance. A whole lot of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to support the channel. Today's video is sponsored by the Kishi V2 from Razer. If you guys haven't tried this out already, you can turn your mobile phone into a full-blown gaming controller, completely leveling up your gaming experience. The Kishi V2 has an extremely ergonomic design, so if you guys are grinding mobile games for long hours, your hands are probably going to hurt, but when you're using the Kishi, you're not going to have to worry about that. The Kishi V2 is built with the Razer Nexus app, with a gaming dashboard, the central place for everything related to the Kishi. There's a button on the Kishi controller that immediately launches the app, and there's a huge library of compatible games. Unlike a lot of other mobile gaming controllers, the app is completely free and you have access to an entire library of games. Some top tier games with Kishi compatibility include Fortnite, Diablo Immortal, Minecraft, Roblox, and Catalyst Black. Using the cloud gaming service, you can stream your Xbox Game Pass on your Kishi from anywhere. Make sure to check out the Kishi using the link in the description of the video or the pinned comment to level up your mobile gaming experience. Got a game against Mr. Millet. We're gonna see what's happening. Definitely want to go for a mortar at the start if possible. Love getting some early chip damage with this deck and forcing out elixir when our opponent's not ready. So he's gonna go for Mighty Miner, one of the most obnoxious cards in the game. I think it's the best champion in Clash Royale right now. But here's the thing, if you cycle stuff in the middle, the Mighty Miner is gonna go to the middle, and then if it clicks his bomb, it's not gonna go on the other side. It's just gonna stay in the middle forever. Also, having Flying Machine gives us a lot of utility. Being able to split lane of pressure, kind of like we have Royal Hogs, but we don't. We've got all these other Fireball bait cards. It's pretty funny. Okay, so really obnoxious that he's going to have a Mother Witch, but it's not the end of the world. I think the Knight's going to target the Ram Rider first. Please, just one hit. No, it needed two. Oh, that's so bad. I believed in the power of the Knight. He needs a buff, guys. He needs to get a little bit stronger. I thought he had the sturdy damage, but he didn't have anything. He didn't have enough juice. Anyway, when our opponent has Mother Witch and they don't have it in card cycle, you guys already know, we're going to go all in with the Graveyard and spend a lot of elixir because we need that damage early on if our opponent's going to have a good answer to us. So I want to go in for a mortar here so we can pull the Royal Ghost, so then the Royal Ghost doesn't splash onto our tower because we don't have Knight and we don't have Barbarians in cycle, so that was our best answer. And we've got multiple buildings, and we also have Barbarians for Ram Rider. So if you guys hate playing against Ram Rider or P.E.K.K.A. Bridge Spam or any Bridge Spam deck in general, because you have two buildings and then you also have Barbarians, super tough for anyone to break through you. That's going to be fun for me. Ooh, wait, can he go for a Mother Witch that we can snipe? I'm wondering what we want to do. I think we go Barbarians in the back and just wait to see what this guy's plan is. He might click the ability and click the bomb, but if he goes in for poison, and he has Mother Witch, wait, what is this? Clash Royale, can we talk about this matchup for a second? I don't understand what you're doing for me right now. I thought Goblin Drill was the most difficult matchup, but Clash Royale is giving me something different out here. All right, so the Fly Machine isn't going to be able to lock on. It is what it is. I'm going to go for a hut here. What do I want to go mortar? Yeah, I think I got to go hut because it's going to be less elixir overall, because he's going to have to spend more elixir to deal with this. Like, the Ram Rider isn't going to clean up the Spear Goblin, so maybe he goes in for a Mother Witch or something that we can go in for arrows on. Okay, this guy is making this tricky and sticky for me. He's got Mega Knight as well, so I guess Mega Knight, Poison, Mother Witch, it makes sense. It's pretty good synergistic deck. I'm going to go for Archers here to finish off the rest of his Electro Wizard, and I might have to go for Barbarians on the other side if I want to win this game. Like, I'm considering a way of winning, and it's not looking so good if I don't do that. I'm going to go for Barbarian, surround on top of the Ghost, and hopefully kill it that way. It's only targeting one of the Barbarians. Feels fantastic. Then it splashes onto everything, unfortunately. Okay, so the Barbarians are going back. I can go for a Mortar in the same side and do split lane aggression. I think when you get these tough of matchups, like, you can't go on the same side. You need to divide and conquer. Fortunately, the Mother Witch is going the wrong side, so maybe we can splash onto that with the Fly Machine and win that interaction hardcore. Arrows are not going to be enough, but we were able to clean the rest of the stuff up. So I'm going to go for Archers and split them. I think I need to go in for a Knight and a Graveyard on the left-hand side and counter the Mega Knight that way. So that's what I'm aiming to do. We'll see what happens. Graciously, our opponent is bridge spamming a lot of stuff in the left-hand side instead of going towards the tower that he's already done a remarkable amount of damage. That's great for me. I can go in for a Mortar here as well with the Fly Machine. He's going to go for an Electro Wizard likely, so we'll have to wait and see for that. Wait, I can go in for a Goblin Hut. The Mortar's locked onto the tower. Are you kidding me right now? That's going to be 2 hits. That's another hit for sure. Beautiful, baby. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And then with him Mega Knight in the back, I can Knight in the same side, so then we can conveniently counter it and make sure that we cycle back to another Knight in time. Also, with the Mega Knight out of cycle, maybe we can go in for Barbarians in a graveyard. This is really risky, but I'm hoping that he can't augment his Mega Knight at all, so then we're able to kill it with a flying machine here. So that's what I'm aiming to do. Basically, get all the piggies on the left-hand side so they don't get damage on the side that he's working towards, and then defend with flying machines and stuff that he can't kill with his poison. And then all the damage that he's getting, it doesn't matter because he has way more damage on the right-hand side. So it's all good. That's basically what I'm trying to say out here. All right, we expect him to go in for a Mega Knight, so I want to go in for a mortar, so then if he goes in for a Mega Knight, it's going to not be able to body block in time, so he has to drop something else. And also go in for another Goblin Hut here in case he wants to spam more stuff. He's going to go for his Mega Knight as expected. Doesn't have a good ranged card to kill the fly machine, so I'm going to roll with that. And then I want to go in for archers afterward and then barbarian surround on top because he might go Mother Witch at the river. Oh, I was hoping he would do that. Okay, Ram Rider again. Very peculiar to see that, like cycling it in the back. I don't know, man. I don't think that that's the best play for you. I can mortar here. I can cycle back to barbarians pretty well. If I go in for archers and I go barbs around, don't think the Mega Knight's going to do any damage. The mortar locks onto the tower and we walk away with a win. So even though my opponent ended up having poison and Mother Witch, this graveyard mortar deck with multiple buildings persevered. And after that win, we are climbing up and we are 7,500 in the world. All right, we got a game against Fabry. What's up, dude? So first things first, I'm going to cycle my archers in the back, give you the conception that we've got an expo deck, and then hit you up at the graveyard at the worst possible moment. Okay, so I'm going to go in for the Goblin Hut now, so no more that you think that I'm running an expo, unfortunately. I think I can go for a Knight here as well and be okay. I mean, Archer isn't going to get one tapped here, so we're going to keep her alive a little bit longer and then finish off the Ghost. This is one of those situations that I think graveyarding in single when we have the Knight counter pushing makes sense since we are up a bit of elixir. Usually I wouldn't do this, but since I have arrows in my deck, I feel pretty comfortable eliminating any bait cards. Archer Queen is not going to fulfill the bill. You're still taking 400 damage there. You should have taken more damage at the end. I think the Archer Queen wasn't shooting. And then also, I didn't get any skeletons surrounding the tower. It's kind of like RNG. You're hoping that it hits the stuff that you need it to, but it didn't work out there. It is what it is. I'm going to go for a Flying Machine, and I don't think the Electric Spear is going to chain onto the Flying Machine, so that's great. And then you're going to lose the Archer Queen, and then you're going to have to spend more elixir afterwards. So really good start overall, because the Royal Giant is out of cycle, so he has nothing for the mortar. And then because the deck is so confusing, people aren't going to be keeping the right cards in the cycle. The mortar locks onto the tower, the Flying Machine locks onto the tower, and we load up the damage. And then the Ghost, well, it's locking onto my Knight, and we're saying Knight's out to you. It's beautiful because you can keep your opponent's elixir low with the graveyards, the Flying Machines, the mortars, and then it kind of just spirals out of control if they have a high elixir cost deck because they can never afford good answers to you. And then if they go for Fisherman, they pull an Archer or pull a Barbarian. You know, they're just kind of pulling a boot. They're just getting kicked in the butt by the boot, that is, too. And they're not pulling enough any good elixir trades or any Ws. So, I mean, I'm just able to consistently go in for more graveyards here, follow up with another Goblin Hut in the back. And I think what this guy's going to do is he's going to go and spam a Royal Giant on me. He's fireballing right now, and Spear Goblin Hut is still able to give us a lot of damage. Even if you go for a Fireball and Log, then you don't have Fireball for the Barbarians. So you guys can see how easily this deck has great synergy. We've got 2 buildings for Hog Riders and Royal Giants, and then we also end up having Barbarians on top of that. So it's a lot of annoying stuff. And then if he cycles Fireball like he did, then he's not going to have Fireball for our Fly Machine, so we can stack up a lot of value with that as well. He's going to have to take a lot of cards before he can get back to that. He's going to Electric Spirit, but the Royal Ghost wasn't body blocking because it wasn't visible. So then the Fly Machine locks onto the tower is another source of the win condition. It's hilarious how well that works. Even if he Fireballs on top of the Barbarians right now, he's still going to lose the Archer Queen. So he can't Fireball fast enough. Let's go! No stupid Archer Queen ability today! And now you have no ability to break through either. 30 seconds remaining because of this rock solid defense. It's a super solid dub. Hey, he's going to rage quit to the point that he fireballs my King Tower. He did not want to play that game. And genuinely, I don't blame him. If I was running Hog Rider or Royal Giant into this deck, I might as well just leave. That's exactly what he did. After that win, we are 4,400 in the world. All right, we got a game against Roderick's. So first things first, I'm just going to drop a good luck and figure out what he's got. I could go for a mortar really aggressively to bait out my opponent's building and then try to get through with like Barbarians and Graveyard potentially. Oh wait, this is so good. This is really funny. The fact that we bait out the Bowler and the Lumberjack means that they're just going to die to the Flying Machine. And then also he's not going to have anything for Barbarian's Graveyard. Bowler is his best answer every single time. So I'm going to wait a split second. Then I'm going to go for my Barbarians. And then I'm going to go in for the Graveyard when he's just like not expecting it. He doesn't have much elixir. I could have also surrounded the bowler there, but I wanted my barbarians to be at full HP and counter push immediately. Because I'm in such a good spot, I think that the counter push just straight up takes the tower with the flying machine, the barbarians, and the skeletons. I think it was worth eating the 800 damage to devastate your entire tower. And that's how this deck works. When you're running mortar, people don't expect graveyard. They don't expect barbarians. They don't expect that they need to hold their bowler there. Usually, you can just bowler on top of the mortar, and then maybe you're going to get minored. Maybe you're going to get hog ridered. But in reality, that's not going to do too much damage to you because you have tornado. But since you can't necessarily tornado a fly machine, a graveyard, and then all these other cards coming at you like barbarians, you're going to have a really bad experience. That was an extremely easy win. With multiple buildings, I don't think this guy had any hope of ever breaking through. That balloon was just going to get escorted on a journey all the way around the world and nowhere near my tower. After completely crushing Lumberjack Balloon, now we're 3,800 in the world. On to the next one. What's up, dude? So, want you to spam into me. Gonna go in for archers, give you the misconception again that we have an expo deck, because everyone that cycles archers in the back has expo. So now he's fearing for his life. He's like, can't cycle anything expensive or expo locks on my tower. Oh, wait, why would you do that? That's really good for me, because I can go barbarians and graveyard. Magic Archer Fire Spirit means that you wasted 5 elixir. This is really good. I think that we can kill the Valkyrie too with the barbarians. I've never done that before, but the Valkyrie basically died to barbarians on his side of the map. Valkyrie doesn't have that much health anymore. I like the Knight for that reason in this deck, because you have graveyard, high health, and then you can soak up all the damage from your opponent's tower with the Knight and get more value from it for less elixir too. Just great for its elixir cost. I do think that Knight deserves a small buff, but he's still very good in this deck. Okay, this guy is not spending that much elixir right now to finish off the Spear Goblin Hut. He's just going to go for Magic Archer and rely on that. Super interesting stuff, because it's going to retarget on the Knight, and then we can Fly Machine here to say Knight's out again. Beautiful, baby. So we know that our opponent is going to have a tendency of just using Fireball and Magic Archer as their damage from what we've seen so far. I think there's probably going to be a miner in the deck, if I had to guess. Fireball's out of cycle, so maybe they're going to go for like a cannon or something on top of the mortar? No, he goes in for skeletons instead, so that's interesting. I was hoping that we could catch a building. Yeah, so that's what I was expecting. I get arrows on this, and I think that the mortar locks onto the tower. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's go! That was really well played. I knew that interaction. I felt it, and now I get 2 mortar shots as a reward. So if you guys can memorize interactions, you're going to get a lot better trades, obviously. I'm going to go in for barbarians here. I'm expecting him to go Magic Archer. Unfortunately, I don't have that much. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's the skill drill. So this is one of the most obnoxious decks to play against in Clash Royale, because, you know, when you're running a win condition that gets directly on your opponent's tower, it's all good. But when your opponent has a win condition like Goblin Drill or Graveyard that can hit you up immediately for damage, not so good. You know, it's not the way that we like to play. I'm going to Graveyard with a Knight. I think he's going to try to body block the Knight from crossing the river. He's good, and obviously a top 4,000 player in the world will not let my Knight cross the river, so I can't get as much damage. Very well played on his end. So... here's the difficulty. I need him to fireball my stuff, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm just going to go for a Goblin Hut in the back, and then I'm going to go in for archers here, and we'll see what happens. I think I might arrows on top of the goblins. Yeah, I think that's going to be our best bet, just to kill them a little bit faster and not spend as much elixir. Wait for the Magic Archer to lock, and we go for the Knight. Going to stop the Knight from crossing the river again with skeletons, so we're going to wait a split second. Now he doesn't. Ooh! Spicy, spicy, sir! I can Fly Machine to snipe your Magic Archer, maybe. Get you to fireball a little bit earlier before you would want to. Yo, it didn't die. That's terrible. That's actually tragic. We're gonna go for another Goblin Hut here. Super, super scary situation. I gotta go in for a Knight, and then I don't know if we're able to stop the goblins. Great tornado from our opponent. This game is really not going as well as we want. That was such a good tornado to get the off, so he was able to get more damage. I think I'm gonna go in for a mortar aggressively, and then I don't have Knight, so he could just cannon that. So that doesn't seem right for me. At least he didn't fireball though. I think that with the mortar and the spear goblin, we might be able to kill that. Okay, mortar, spear goblins, put in the work, put in the work. Nice, nice. Spear goblins coming through. We can pull the Valkyrie back. I got to go in for a fly machine as quickly as we can to be able to kill the Valkyrie without it crossing the river, so then we can get him to fireball. And then we can go in for a Knight here. Hitting the Magic Archer is extremely important, so then he doesn't have elixir for the Goblin Drill. I think I need to get him into a card cycle where we can kill the Magic Archer with arrows, but I can't. So he's going to fireball on this immediately. I'm probably going to get screwed. I don't see any other situation where I come out of this alive. Great play from our opponent. Because he had fireball, he's always able to kill the barbarians. And then he's able to get the goblins directly on the tower to secure the bag. You can't win every game you play, especially when your opponent has a good matchup like that one. But we'll bounce on our next game and hopefully assert dominance there. It's time to bounce back after the loss. You guys already know the deal. This guy's already laughing at me. He knows that I lost. He's like, Jake, I am trying to tilt you as far as possible. And the deep darkness out here with the wall breakers spammed at the river. It is what it is. I think the Spear Goblin's going to lock on the tower, or maybe the Mortar will. Oh, come on, Mortar. Wait. Kill the Dark Goblin. Kill the Dark Goblin. Kill the Dark Goblin. Dark Goblin, walk into it. We didn't even shoot. I want a refund of my elixir, Mortar. You failed me so bad, bro. It seemed like you were going to kill the Dark Goblin and the Skeleton Army, and then you targeted like the 3 skeletons on the right-hand side. That gave me nothing. It is what it is, but, you know, you can't always expect stuff from your Mortar, I guess. He's a pretty inconsistent card. It's kind of like, you know, Fisherman and Hunter. Sometimes they'll just give you absurd value, and sometimes they'll just be, like, terrible. It is what it is. I'm going to go in for Archers here, and this guy is going to go in for a Drill. Oh, great. So that's the card that we didn't want to play against. Probably one of the hardest cards to beat in this this meta, because they can Fireball, usually with Goblin Drill or Rocket, on top of your Barbs, and then your Barbs will be your best answer to it, so then you kind of just lose. So it's just something to keep in mind. You guys haven't thought about that already, which I'm sure you guys have. I'm going to Arrows on that. I don't think the Knight's going to give us any damage, but it is what it is. All right, so great play for us. I can Barbarians and get amazing counter pressure, bro. Let's go. So it is what it is. He's going to go for Skeleton King. I can't necessarily kill that quickly, but I can Archers on it. No, you dropped it so far back. I hate you. Why did you have to be good at the game? Why do you have to know these placements? Most people drop it in a spot that you can conveniently crush it with the Archers, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to Archers anyway. I think that we are able to damage it down before he's ready. And then I can go for a Knight with a Fly Machine. I'm trying to space everything out so he can't hit it all with the spell. Let's go. Yo, the Knight has got to soak up some of the damage. It did. Good stuff. Fly Machine is going to give us something here. If he goes in for Skeleton Army, I will Arrows it. Yep, nice. So now he's going to go Dark Goblin afterward. That's beautiful because the Knight might be able to lock onto the tower. Or the Fly Machine gives us 2 hits. Yo, this is awesome. So I didn't play super aggressive in single because I knew that I wouldn't be able to afford the Mortar, but now I'm able to afford the Mortar for the Wall Breakers. Otherwise, he would just spread me too thin and he would win. So can't necessarily have that happen. You guys know the deal. All right, so he's going to Fireball preemptively on the Barbarians. That was the problem. You know, this matchup is really, really bad when people can Fireball on Barbarians. He's going to go and click the ability, the skill ability. For 2 elixir, he gets a Graveyard. It's probably going to screw me over a little bit, but it is what it is. You know, we're dropping the 5 elixir Graveyard here, man. I got to pay a bit more for it, unfortunately. I'm going to Arrows, and then I hope that the Fly Machine locks onto the tower. Come on, this comeback would be so freaking satisfying. We're playing against Goblin Drill with Fireball. Literally one of the most difficult matchups for our deck, and we are popping off with the value. Okay, we know he's going to go in for another Goblin Drill. I think that I have to go in for Barbarians here, but I don't want to. He's logging this time. I got to go Barbs, guys. I got to go Barbs with the Goblins take out my entire tower. Okay, we were able to kill that. That's good. The Barbarians on the right-hand side might force out some more extra elixir, and then I can go in for the Graveyard, and the Graveyard can tank for the little Archer that could. The little Archer that could, I'm telling you right now, that Archer might pop off and secure this the game. That Archer is literally forcing out Wall Breakers when he doesn't want to. Archer, lock onto the tower. Command me the W. 1 more hit. Let's go. That Archer was the most valuable Archer in the history of the game. And you'll love to see it. Comebacks against Goblin Drill after losing against it feels so freaking good. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.